Now, I like to say you that anthropology is a very good optional paper in civil services. In fact, I am not advocating anthropology, but it is a reality. Anthropology is easy in scoring. The reason is anthropology is a study of primitive society. Anthropology focuses on primitive people as a subject. Anthropology begins with the study of primitive people. Tyler Morgan, whose name is L.H. Morgan in USA, and you can take the example of Tyler, E.B. Tyler in Britain, and S.C. Roy. S.C. Roy is the father of Indian anthropology. Father of Indian anthropology. They have started a study of tribals. Morgan was a lawyer in USA, and when he saw the exploitation of American Indian Iroquois, he worked among the Iroquois and American Indian. He saw that non-tribal are taking their lands, non-tribal were taking their lands, and observing their exploitation in courts, he started studying these American Indians. Time to time he go to the Iroquois and study their economic, social, cultural life. So, anthropology as a subject began with the study of tribal. In India, S.C. Roy, Sarath Chandra Roy is acknowledged as the father of Indian anthropology. He was also, by profession, he was a lawyer practicing in Ranchi. But when he saw that non-tribal are taking lands of the tribal, simply because British judges did not have any books on the tribal, do not verify the fact given by non-tribal leaders. Non-tribal hire educated English educated lawyers, and what these advocate persuaded British judges, misjudgment were given, misjudgment were delivered by the British judges simply because no books available on the tribals, and then tribal were taking their lands. So, seeing their exploitation by non tribal, S.C. Roy left his legal profession and started studying tribal. He began his anthropological journey by first study Munda. He studied Munda and wrote a book, Munda and Their Country. Munda and Their Country. This is the first book on Munda. And thereafter, S.C. Roy studied Oraon and wrote a book on Oraon. Then he studied Birhor tribe, a hunting travel of Jharkhand. Then Haria and Hel Bhuya. So I like to make it clear that anthropology is easy and scoring mainly because anthropology focuses on primitive people. Anthropology as a subject started to study primitive people. So nowadays anthropology study of all human society, but still the focus is on the tribals. Our focus is still on simple people. The word primitive does not mean that they are inferior to modern society. The word primitive simply means primitive people. Primitive word does not mean that primitive people are inferior to modern one, inferior to modern society. Primitive, the word primitive simply mean that these people are less advanced in technology, demography. They are simpler. These people are simpler in technology, simpler in demography, but they are at a small scale in demography, technology. In some respect, they are more advanced than the modern society, especially in their relationship with environment. The way they have maintained their harmony with environment, they deserve praise. So tribal society, in some respect, such as in their size of population, in size of technology, in size of economy, they are less developed. They are more developed in other aspects, such as in culture, in happiness, in maintaining a balance with nature. They are far more advanced than the so-called modern society. The word primitive is a very unfortunate choice, but it has become so popular in anthropological literature that it is difficult to avoid these words. So since I like to point out here that anthropology focuses on the simpler society, people society. They are simple in technology, they are simple in economy. So their whole system, economic, political, cultural, are prototype system. So writing answer on such society is easy. And since there is limitation and of answer, so it is a scoring also. In math, 2 and 2 makes 4. So answer is objective. Likewise, because of simplicity in technology, in economy, demography, tribal system are prototype, tribal system are simple. So writing answer on simple society, primitive society are more easy. It is more easy to prepare answers, and it is more answer. It is a very scoring. Next point. Anthropology, a static nature. A static nature of anthropology. Generally, functionalist anthropology portray tribal people as static by dominance of functionalist. By dominance of functionalist anthropology, actually study tribal society as a whole. They compare tribal society as organism, as body, and they support equilibrium model. So, because of domination of functionalist in anthropology, there is a conservative bias, and they study tribal society existing in equilibrium. So, there is a repetition of question. You see, question on the difference between state and a stateless system, a state and a stateless political system. This question has been asked in UPSC in 1981, in 1994, and even in 2014. So there is a repetition of questions. Even in physical anthropology, you see difference between microevolution and macroevolution. Microevolution and macroevolution. This question first came in 1984 and this has been repeated in 2021. So earlier questions are usually repeated in anthropology. Preferential marriage in tribal society. Marriage in tribal society. It has been asked in 1986 and also in 2017. So there is a lot of, mention a few, but there is a lot of questions that are repeatedly asked. And you see, question, so anthropology is a study of all human society, but the focus is on tribal. And even in the tribal, the focus is on hunting tribe. You see the question. Actually, anthropology nowadays, question come on a state and a stateless. Anthropology studies all societies, and society exists in tribal society, pigeon society, and modern society. Modern society is not our concern. Modern society is concern of sociologists. Sociologists study the problem of modern society. But in anthropology, though believe in modern society, but we study the problem of tribal society who live in the forest. And even in the tribal are not of the same type. Tribal are different types. Some tribal are hunter together, hunting food gathering, then shifting cultivator. Northeast tribal are shifting cultivator, and tribal are agriculturists. Such as light tribal, Munda, Gond, Wheel, they all are agriculturists. If you see the questions, previous UPSC questions, most questions have come on hunting tribal, who are nowadays called PTG, primitive tribal group. So if you analyze the question on hunting tribal have been asked in 1981, 1994, and even in 2014. hunting tribal are primitive tribal group. Primitive tribal group, PTG, and they are now also called PBTG. So the question has come on them on PTG in 2014 and 2017 in PBTG. So if you will see the question on hunting tribal have been repeatedly asked. So that from the question you can get the inference that though anthropology studies whole human society, tribal, peasant and modern, but the question generally frequently come on simplest tribal, those living in the forest, doing hunting, food gathering. So still the focus in UPSC are on those tribals who are living in the forest, who are at simplest economic level, subsistence economic level, hunters and food gatherers. And writing answer on this question is easy. You see, what I say, you must justify, you judge everything reasonably. All questions that you see, most of the questions come on the hunting and food limit. Then it will come on technical limit, and next question will come on the advanced tribal, agriculturist tribals. Most of the advanced tribal are agriculturist, Munda, Orang, Gund, Vil, Santhan, and number of questions you will see that list question come on these advanced tribals. Most question come on those tribal who are still living in hill forest region, and this is the advantage of anthropology. Questions are repeatedly asked. There is a static nature of the subject, and questions are repeatedly asked. You see other subject. If you compare anthropology with other subject, political science, public administration, economics, they are very dynamic in nature. International relation is in fluid. So writing question on in political science, in economics, where technology is changing very fast, and with change of technology, economic changes are also coming fast. So those papers are very dynamic, and you have to be very up to date with the latest development. In anthropology, physical anthropology is also static somewhat, because we have a study primate order, fossils, that are very static topics, and prehistory, archaeology, lower Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic are static in nature. So, and these topics are very scoring. So advantage of anthropology is that the nature of the subject is static, and because of that, the other advantage is it is more scoring. Thirdly, other advantage of anthropology, it is very relevant in general studies. In general study paper first, society. Anthropology is not exclusive study of tribal. Anthropology makes a comparative study of society at different level. Tribal, peasant. In India, anthropology studies tribal society, then peasant society, and then modern society. These all societies exist side by side. We live in metro, Delhi, Mumbai, Madras, Karnataka. These all are advanced cities, metropolitan cities. So in anthropology, we study what tribal society, we study what peasant society and modern society. And if we compare these society, comparative method we follow, and we compare comparative method we follow, Tribal society provide the basic data, a prototype data, prototype data, and from this prototype society, especially from a study of tribal society data, if you compare PN society, the society in our villages, and then if we compare the modern society, we get a clear view of modern society. In India, all these society coexist. Tribal, peasant and modern coexist in India. And this coexistence, anthropology will provide you understanding of general nature of society and culture. And this study of general nature is very helpful helpful in understanding the process, the principle, society are organized and society functioning. So anthropology is very helpful because it provides you understanding of first paper society. Second paper of the second paper general study, especially ethics paper. Ethics is about right and wrong. Ethics is about ethics paper. Ethics is about what is right or what is wrong. And right and wrong. The decision of right and wrong depends upon values. Values are the standard. Values are standard by which we judge. By which we judge what is desirable, what is good, so what is desirable in society depends upon the values. American society values are individualistic, equality, and Indian society value is hierarchical and holism. So actually culture is a source of values, and in anthropology focuses on the study of culture. So anthropology provide you understanding of general nature of society, and by understanding the general nature of society you can take ethical judgment. Society anthropology help you to understand the study of general nature of society. So anthropology is very useful in ethics. If you study a must-read book, Justice, in that book Emerson mentioned that anthropological approach is ethical approach. The basic perspective of anthropology is holism and insider point of view. So in taking ethical judgment, holistic principle and insider point of view, cultural relativism must be considered. And if you take decision keeping view this holistic principle, insider point of view, your judgment will be more ethical. That's why Emerson say that anthropological approach is ethical approach. So anthropology paper is very relevant for ethics paper. And lastly, anthropology is also helpful in essay paper. Actually, anthropology studies diverse type of society, tribal, peasant and modern, and a study of these diverse society will broaden your knowledge base. in essay, this knowledge base of diverse society is very helpful in answering the question. And one thing, holistic perspective of anthropology looking society from 5 point of view. Holistic perspective focus that all aspects of life. Holistic perspective emphasize that all aspects of life, biological, social, cultural, economic and political are interrelated and interdependent. So looking at any problem, anthropology say that while we look at society, we look it from 5 perspectives: biological, social, cultural, economic and political. Actually, most of the people who come, students who come from engineering background, they have very close way of thinking. I cite a student, Manish Mohan, who got Manish Mohan. He said that anthropology has changed my way of looking society. He's a mechanical engineer. As a mechanical engineer, usually my view, I usually think in mechanistic way. But anthropology taught me to look society from 5 perspectives: biological, social, cultural. And he said that he had to write in UPSC, he was 94 batch, a 95 batch, and he is now custom commissioner, IAS custom commissioner. And in 1995, he had to write answer essay on Indian society and Indian society at crossroad. At crossroad, he said that he got very little time to prepare essay, and in essay virtually he wrote this question: compare